comfort is rest assured. Welcome to SRTV Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious SRTV Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance. Top-notch amenities, high-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV, air conditioning, fully equipped kitchen, and lots more. Perfect for business travelers, family vacations, romantic getaways, special events, and more. Book your stay today and experience Lagos like never before. Call +234 8143 582856 or +447 4388 93190 or email us at realestate@superiorradiotelevision.com. SRTV Shortlet Apartment, where comfort meets luxury.
Good morning, amazing viewer. Welcome to Rise and Shine on African Renaissance Television. My name is Evelyn Leo and I have with me Gloria. Today we have a very important topic to talk about, which is rebranding Nigeria. And when you hear rebranding Nigeria, what comes to mind? Rebranding Nigeria means reshaping the country, reshaping Nigeria on how Nigeria is seen, both here in Nigeria and abroad. We all know Nigeria has been missed with the two, has been missed with in two ways, in a positive way and in a negative way. In a positive way, we talk about our rich culture, we talk about our resources, natural resources, human resources. Nigeria is so blessed, everyone knows that. And when it comes about the negative way, they see Nigeria to be corrupt, they see Nigeria to be suffering from insecurity and a whole lot corruption, a whole lot is going on. So that's bring about the topic rebranding Nigeria. How do we rebrand the country? How do we remove that image that is already negative image that has dented, really dented the image of Nigeria abroad? When you mention abroad anywhere, people think, is it that corrupt country? Is it that poor country you're talking about? How do we rebrand Nigeria? How do we erase that perception on how people see Nigeria? How do we do that? Because tomorrow is October 1st. We're going to be celebrating Nigeria independence.
Nigeria at 65.
Nigeria at 65. And that is going to bring about another question.
It's a shame that we are still at this position of trying to rebrand Nigeria even at 65.
65
years.
Nigeria has not been rebranded. That's why we have this topic to talk about today. We're going to talk about how it's going to be possible to rebrand Nigeria. The measures as
do you think it is even possible?
Anything is possible. Anything is possible. But we have Abuja joining us. We're not alone. We have Abuja. We're going to be adding Abuja up. So we see Mary and hello, Mary. Are you there?
Oh, yeah. Good morning. Yeah, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome. I think your camera.
Good morning. Please just
position
remove us on the screen. Remove us. Let's reset us.
Yeah. Position your camera. So as we were saying, how do you think it's going to be possible to rebrand?
So much, negative sides that even if we want to start looking at them now, to get solution, first of all, the people at the top, that our leaders that are controlling everything like that, so they are the ones that we first need to look at and analyze. From there we can start the rebranding, because those people up there, they are not wanting to rebrand anything. it's as if they like the way the country is, they
Yeah.
want to continue like that. So
So
for
you
rebranding,
feel that like the branding should start
it should
from the
start
people.
from the authorities, like the presidents, the governors, down
Well,
to
you just mentioned it right now that it seems they are not willing to
Yes.
rebrand the country. So how will it start from the government if they are not willing to bring change?
the question is even what are we rebranding in the Nigeria?
Look at the image.
What are we
The
rebranding?
image. The,
Is
the
it
bad
the
image.
economy? Is it the insecurity? Is it like what are we rebranding?
Every institution in Nigeria
Nigeria.
needs rebranding. It needs reformation. We all know that our
So
institutions
you know that
are
it
weak.
is only when we acknowledge a problem that we can actually get a solution to that problem. Fine. If this is the list of what we are rebranding, the educational sector,
Yeah.
the health sector, the economy, financial sector, if we analyze, okay, these are the processes we have to go through. When we know what we are rebranding, then we can start off from there.
If you ask me, I would say Nigeria needs total rebranding. Total rebranding.
And it
Because
will
when
cost
you
so
go,
much.
when you look at our education, it needs rebranding.
Yes.
Is it the security wise?
Even in our health sector.
Health sector needs rebranding. Our institutions is so weak. It needs rebranding. So we need total rebranding in Nigeria.
Yes.
How would you like when you travel abroad and you mention Nigeria?
They look at it with some kind of this person is mischievous. There's a kind of what do I put this down? Image
Yeah, that's what
that
I'm saying.
this country gives to us, its citizens, that when we go out there, when we try
I'm so sorry about that. We had a glitch, a network glitch, but we're back. You were saying something.
yes, that when we tend to travel abroad, go out, people look at us like
Sorry, I think we have the Abuja.
okay, there is.
Let's add Abuja back. Mary, okay, you're welcome. Welcome in.
So I think it's better this way.
Sorry, you said? Come again.
I think it's better like this.
Yeah, it's better like this. Yeah, it's fine. So we're discussing, we're talking about rebranding Nigeria. You know, tomorrow is going to be Nigeria Independence, October 1st. And we're talking about rebranding Nigeria, but it seems Nigeria's image has been totally dented. When you travel abroad, you hear people talking negative about Nigeria. They forget about the fact that Nigeria is a rich country in resources. We have rich resources. We are rich. Talk about tech-wise. We are rich. Our music, Afrobeat, Nollywood. We are rich in that aspect. But it seems the negative side of it is what is going wide. It's going more viral. When people talk negative about Nigeria, they feel when you mention Nigeria, the only thing they think of is corruption. The only thing they think of is a country of poverty. The only thing they think of is negativity. So that brings about the topic today. How do you think that we can actually brand Nigeria to give it a good name, to bring back that good name, the giant of Africa? How do you think that we will be able to rebrand Nigeria? Mary, what's your take on the rebranding Nigeria?
Okay, thank you so much. Like I always say, we will have to start with the electoral process, because if we have this kind of leaders, the truth is you cannot give what you don't have. I hope you know. You cannot have this kind of leaders and expect a different Nigeria. We have leaders that are even among those piling up the corruption in the country. We have leaders that really do not care. You understand? They're not even transparent to the people. They don't communicate to the people about the things that are needed. When we say democracy has to do with governments of the people, for the people, and by the people. That means they are ruling us, they are working for us. But right now, instead of them coming close to us, during elections, these people always come close to the people with their campaign and all of that. But why is it that once they win the election, you don't see them? So these people they come to during their campaign, you don't get to see them when they win the election. It's a problem. Now we now begin to look as if we are slaves to these same people, which is wrong. To rebrand
So the people,
Nigeria from the
yeah, the
corruption
people that
that we are
is
facing. Let's have the electoral process. And you cannot have a good electoral process if you don't reform the INEC itself. Because I feel like at the end of the day, personally, in my own opinion, I'll say INEC contributes to the problem we have. Because the body itself looks as if it's corrupt with the way they do things. If you are in Nigeria during every election, you see the way INEC, the way they do things, you understand? Even sometimes when they call the results, the election results, it's cause for question. You get the way they do these things. And at the end of the day, somebody will come and tell you that they know that they will win the election. And it happens that way. Does it not signal a message to you that we do not have most of our leaders, we do not have leaders that merit to be where they are? So, Bank Nigeria, as the topic says, means we need to start looking at having credible leaders that are supposed to be our leaders. Then it has to do with us actually having an interest in the nation, Nigeria, rather than tribes. You cannot rebrand Nigeria where there's a lot of tribalism. It cannot work that way. It cannot. You cannot rebrand Nigeria. You understand? Where there are a lot of people that have self leadership.
Yeah.
Selfishness cannot work with transparency. So we cannot be a poor country. Just like I said, over years we've been developing country. When can we be developed? Nigeria has always been addressed if there is no corruption. Corruption leads to poverty. I hope you know. If there is no, it is corruption. That is why we have leaders that when they are you cannot be proud to put your country where you reside. It's a problem. So we can only rebrand Nigeria at the end of the day. My point is this: we can only rebrand Nigeria by revamping the electoral process. That means starting from INEC to the leader, governors, president, local government chairman, they are not left aside. They are not left out in what I'm saying. So having good leaders at the end of the day is going to reshape the country, is going to restructure the country into a better country that we want. That's the thing.
Mary, you said
Yeah.
something just now. Uh, Corruption leads to poverty. Is it corruption leads to poverty or poverty leads to corruption?
Okay, yeah. What I'm saying is not like poverty cannot lead to corruption. But the point
Because
I'm
I
trying to
feel
say
like
is
it
this.
is poverty
It
that
is
is
because of
actually
corruption. That is why you go to school. This is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying your own content of how you see it is wrong. You understand? But I'm trying to defend my content of why I said corruption leads to poverty. There can still be poverty leads to corruption. But it's still corruption. That's the reason why you go to school, you have good grades, you merit to be in this particular, you understand, to deliver when you have this job. But because of corruption is the reason.
you're not able to get the job,
okay.
and then you make poor.
Hmm.
You understand that point?
Yes.
So Mary, I don't know if
Making
it's
money
a
and
network or so. We're having a glitch from Mary's side. The network is bad. You were saying something about people abroad. When you go abroad,
Yes,
and
they wouldn't want to associate with you because, especially when they look at you like, oh, you are from Africa. Where are you from? Nigeria. They just like, oh, you know, they tend to distance themselves from you because they have been told over time that people from Nigeria are liars, scammers, they thief, they are full of corruption, bribery. They have been told these things over time, so it's like sticks in them.
Yeah.
Whenever they meet or they come across people from Nigeria, they treat them as such, like, oh, this one, I will go close to this
Where
one.
do you think this bad name, this bad image
It is
of
coming from
Nigeria,
our
where did it come
leaders.
from?
It's
Actually,
coming from our leaders. They are the ones.
are you really sure it's coming from our
Yes,
leaders?
I am
Because
sure.
is it our leaders that goes online to say Nigeria is corrupt and they accuse themselves of being corrupt? I think we the citizens go out there to spread that. Although it's not
obvious,
false.
it's the truth.
Yes, it's
Yes,
the
it's
truth, but we keep spreading the narrative that we're really suffering Nigeria. Nigeria is corrupt, our leaders are bad, insecurity, kidnapping happening here, banditry here, and this news keep flying.
Oh, yeah, they keep flying. So when people keep hearing stuff like this, they feel like, Nigeria, nothing good is associated with them. It's as if they are from one problem to the other. They go through one problem. If it's not insecurity, it's bad leadership, it's their health sector or their economic sector, their educational sector, just from one bad news to the other bad news. So,
And if Nigeria, by the grace of God, is rebranded, what are some of the advantages?
like Ike wouldn't like this word you just said, though. He said, live by the grace of God. He said,
By the grace of
the grace
God,
is already with
the
us.
grace
The
is
grace
already, okay. The grace is already with us, but it's not working. If the grace that is with us eventually works,
Okay.
and we get to rebrand
Grace
Nigeria,
of God is always working.
what are some of the advantages you think this rebranding Nigeria will bring about? Because for me, I think if you should rebrand Nigeria, it's also going to rebranding the insecurity we face in Nigeria.
Yes.
And if that is settled, you see, okay, more investors will want to come into the country because they feel, okay, Nigeria is safe. We can go to Nigeria, no banditry, no
Yes.
kidnapping,
No
robbery,
theft.
no
Yes.
all that. It's no longer going on. They will want to freely come to Nigeria to invest, to
Yeah.
do business. I think there are so many
Yeah.
advantages.
If
That
the,
it will bring
rebranding works out, maybe in our generation, maybe in our children's generation, but if eventually,
Why are you saying your children generation? Is it that you don't have hope that this country is ever going to?
I have hope it is going to, but like I said before, it will take time. So if it ever works, it is going to restore back our lost image.
Yeah.
Our bad reputation will be taken down. People will look at us with respect and they will treat us with respect. That is what we lack. We don't have it. When we travel, when we go out, when we meet with people, they don't treat us with respect. They look down on us. They try to look down on us because we are from Nigeria, because of the bad image that we have. So if eventually the rebranding works out, they will treat us with respect. We'll be treated well amongst other people of different parts of the world.
Yeah. Mary, we were talking about the importance of rebranding Nigeria. And I spoke in the aspect of insecurity. If we're able to solve that problem, I think it will attract investors to come into the country more because they feel Nigeria is safe.
I was even trying to answer Glora's question. I was trying to answer Glora's question when network took me off. So, but I don't know if you got what I was trying to say before network took me off. I should just continue.
Okay, you can.
She was talking about is it poverty that leads to corruption? Yes, I am not quoting her wrong that poverty does not lead to corruption. But in a context at which I am trying to define it, I'm talking about Nigeria and its problem, where the rich. So in a situation whereby the rich is filled with corruption, the rich is being corrupted. Is it poverty that led that rich to be corrupted? No. It's not. So there are corruption that leads to poverty. The one that is done by poor people, when you are poor, you want to go and steal. You understand? It's a different case entirely. I am not addressing the poor people, mind you. I'm talking about the rich in government that already have money, that have investment, but they keep on meeting money. They are not stopping, they keep investing. It is still because of what they do. That is why other people will not have access, privilege to, you understand, be in a particular position. We don't have privilege to kind of show what they can do for themselves as Nigerians. Why do we have youths, you understand, that are good, you that are so intelligent, you that are creative, But with their creativity, they cannot stand out because nobody is giving them that room to showcase their talents. It's a problem. So it is in my own context, corruption leads to poverty. Corruption is the reason why you don't have good schools in Nigeria. Yeah, even your leaders can actually put their children. It is corruption because you don't have even good roads where we can live that can bring good markets. You understand? That can aid buying and selling in the country. Yeah, it is corruption that is causing it. So I think EDT has something to say to chip in into what we've been saying.
Okay, good morning,
Okay,
everyone.
good
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 morning,
morning.
morning.
everyone. Okay, just to add to what Mary said, Nigeria needs deep transformation because it's not all about painting on an already cracked wall, because that is what we do.
Yeah.
The wall is cracked
Yes.
and we still keep painting every time it's time for election. So that is what Nigeria, it's all about, the leaders and everything. So firstly, we have to deal with insecurity. It is only in Nigeria that someone wants to travel and then it is hidden until the person gets to his or her location. It is only in Nigeria that an outsider would want to come into Nigeria and it is stayed hidden, or the person first of all books for security to take him or her from the
Mm.
airport to the hotel room and everything.
Efforts.
So insecurity is number one problem of this Nigeria, because a country that is not secure, you won't have investors coming in. You won't have
Yes, like
investment.
I said.
And the annoying part is that Nigeria is so rich, rich in culture, rich in agriculture, rich in everything. But then there's this stereotype that we are looked at through the lens as the poorest country. Whereas we have talent,
Yes.
we are creative. Naturally, we are
You have
creative. But
potential.
Nigerians are
Yeah.
looked at as the poorest country. So I think, in as much as it also depends on the government, because I know they are 80% part of the problems we have, I think also Nigerians, we should also work on it by our actions. And then the thing is that how you portray yourself determines how someone looks at you. It starts from the home, it starts from inward, it starts from yourself. So if Nigerians do not come together to fight something, and I don't think it's basically corruption, everything starts with the mind.
That's true.
Everything starts with the mind. So if Nigerians come together and work this out, that is when other countries will take us seriously. So that's my intake for what Mary said. I just wanted to add to
So,
that.
in it, in sense, you're trying to tell us that to rebrand Nigeria, it should rather the rebranding should start with the citizens, or you mean the leaders actually can bring forth this rebranding? Is that correct?
Yes, yes. The thing is that okay, let me explain further. The thing is that the leaders always bring juicy offers to Nigerians that they can't resist. Do you understand? Especially for the poor masses. If you're poor, you know this mindset of, if I see the money, I go just collect, because after the election, I collect, I no collect. Person wey wan win go win. Do you get?
And that's the problem.
So
Yeah.
I'll just get the money. And the thing is that even if I collect money, I no go vote for her. Do you get what I'm saying? So make I just collect this money. That is how it starts. And they know how to get these people. That is why you see campaigns are done in villages. It is hardly done in this thing, part of a town. It is hardly done there. In villages, you get all these. You see voters, people who cannot write, men and women who cannot write. They voted. How? They can't speak. Just give them 5,000, 10,000. This is corruption. It starts with the government. It starts with the government. So if the government does not try to stop that corruption, do you get, it will continue. And then we too, as Nigerians, we have our duty to do. That's true. But it's difficult, I tell you, because everyone is struggling to survive. You cannot see 50,000 naira
Exactly.
that you know that even if you don't collect that money, they go still pass. They go still win the election. So that
At
there's
the
that
end of the day,
mentality. There's that mentality that
Yes.
collect and no
So we
collect.
should
Person they don
if we
already see.
continue
In
with
Nigeria,
such mentality, I
election
don't
is just
think
formality.
whoever.
mm,
Can you hear me?
no, that's yes.
We can hear you. Yeah.
Yes, in Nigeria, elections are just formalities. The winner has already been
Yes.
announced amongst their circle. It's just formality.
No,
So
But we can't
it
let
is
that can't let that to continue to happen. That's why we're
yes,
talking about.
we can't let that. But where does it start from? Who will take the fall? Who will go first to say no to these actions? Do you understand? And everything is becoming so difficult, so hard to make ends meet now is very difficult. So everyone is just looking now. It's a means of survival, not the means of I want to be something in future. It's just a means of survival now. That is why you see these things keep happening. It keeps happening. So it has to do with the government, to the leaders. They have to do what is right. And we too, as Nigerians, we should stand our ground for God's sake. We are too gullible in this thing. We should stand our ground for God's sake. And then if you see one or two persons saying no, like that it will reduce. But only God can help us because Nigeria needs deep transformation. Only God can give a typical Nigerian
This
such mindset.
the bad image that we have, that Nigeria have, that when you hear the name Nigeria, you only think negative. Who would you say
Yeah,
caused it? Would you say it's our government or the people who spread that
the,
the narrative?
the
Would you say it's
people.
the government that spread the narrative? The people, right?
Okay, in as much
We
as the
the
government,
we the people.
okay, in as much as the government has a hand in it, the people too. I would say the people are 70%. The reason for this. Why I'm saying so is that a typical Nigerian would not appreciate what a typical Nigerian is doing. Let's look at the business sector now. Let's look at the business sector. You hardly see a Nigerian patronizing a Nigerian. If you see anything Nigerian made, we would not buy.
They have to lie and say made in China.
Exactly. That is
Till
the
today, even me and you, we talk about
anything
it.
from
We
Nigeria,
are not left
we
out.
wouldn't want to buy it. We would say it's fake. We prefer the one from
Exactly,
abroad.
exactly my point. Exactly my point. And it goes as far as we see clothes that are Aba made, a Nigerian made clothes. You see them getting tax, formulating tax of made in China just to stick on that clothes for the clothes to sell. That's how bad it is. So we do not support our own. But a white man can stand up now and just dance or do hair like this. We are over it. We are all over the place patronizing what that white man is doing. So I think it starts from
Yes.
us. We are our problems. We are our problems. We do not appreciate. Look at how creative Nigerians are. I watched one video on Facebook. The lady who she does this content and she's all about everything done to cost. She comes, she invents things. Though it's a skit and it's very funny, but she invents things. I think I'll check out her username. She invents things that only a scientist, someone who has really studied this thing, should be able to invent. But she does this as skit, and yet these are things. These are talents that are not recognized. She would grind and she has to grind and grind and grind. But if it was outside of Nigeria, she would go far. So these are the things. It's our mindset. We just naturally we do not love ourselves, and then we have the tribal criticism, tribal ethnicity, everything. It's just us. Honestly, it's just us. We do not appreciate ourselves. We do not appreciate what comes from us. And another thing, we do not believe in ourselves. We do not believe that we can actually create something that would go far in life. So I think it's us. But that's my
So do we think tomorrow is worth celebrating? Because tomorrow is October 1st. It's Nigeria
I just believe
independence.
it is us.
I know,
That's my take
I
on
know
it.
we'll come, I know we'll come to that topic tomorrow, which is October 1st, Nigeria independence.
What
But
are we celebrating in essence?
we are talking about rebranding Nigeria, and tomorrow is
This
Nigeria
thing we are
independence.
celebrating, is it really what it? Are we really practicing what we are celebrating?
I think Abuja is having network issues. Gloria, we were talking about the importance of rebranding Nigeria, the things
Edith
that
said something that really struck me. Like, she said we cannot keep painting on a cracked
A cracked
wall.
wall. Yeah.
Yeah, so in essence, it means that the wall that is already cracked needs to be put down. The foundation needs to start again. I feel like we need to lay another foundation.
It doesn't even need like repair.
Yes,
It's
no,
going to
no,
totally
no, no, no.
collapse.
Don't repair it. Break the walls down. Start a new foundation. Build it up again. That is what we need. We don't need amendments like that, because by the time where you amend one part, another part cracks up again, and it brings us back to the same point. So we don't need this amendment when you amend the educational sector, and then the health sector, they are going on strike.
Yeah.
Then when the health sector come back from strike, the educational sector, they are going on strike. Police is going on strike. You know, just from one to the other. So we just need to break it all down and then rebuild it again.
If you break it all down, are you trying to say the government?
Yes, all of
Totally.
them.
You are trying to say we should totally give the
Yes,
government
we
this
need
sacrifice.
something like
We should take them off. Do you think it's going to be that like something easy to just erase them off?
It is not
Because
going to be
with
easy.
what it
But
seems-
no, but if we have accountable people that we can trust and say, okay, all of you get out from here, we want to put in new people, then it is just
You know that rebranding Nigeria is far beyond just the slogan that we
Yes.
bring.
Yes.
Nigeria
Need
is
to put
this,
in a lot of
the
work.
giant of Africa.
Yes.
What actually makes Nigeria the giant of Africa? Is it a country that foreigners cannot easily come in because of the insecurity we are facing in the country? Is it a country that foreigners will not feel safe? A country that is darkness, because a foreigner will not want to come into a country that is dark, and like they say, a country that is dark is a country that cannot be creative. You cannot create it. You cannot plant because it's dark. You cannot be walking in the dark. So rebranding Nigeria, I think, is a total reformation.
The fence,
Total
the walls, the
reformation.
foundation needs to be built up back
Because
again
if you
from
deal with
scratch.
insecurity, then you know Nigeria can start progressing.
Yes, it needs to
You
like
can
this.
start getting investors to come in. You can grow the tourist size,
Yes.
whereby tourists can come in to the country because the country is safe. But all over the news, you hear banditry, kidnapping. Nigeria is not safe. Robbery, armed robbery, courtesan, and all that. How do you think that investors will want to come into a country that is not safe? Even us, Nigerians,
We are not safe.
We don't feel safe in our own country.
Yes, so how do you want somebody from another country to come?
That's what I'm saying.
I want
How
to say.
can we erase this narrative, this perception of how people, most especially the outside world, how they see Nigeria? How can that be erased? How can we clear it off? If you ask me, I think it should start from the media, because we are giving out this information. How did it get outside the world that Nigeria is corrupt, banditry, so many things are happening through the media, right? Social media, through our radios and all that. So I think there should also be information in our media.
The media you talk about too, it's also not, individually we all have devices.
Yeah.
We go online.
That's why I say social media,
Yes,
so everyone
so-
uses.
It's also boils, not just the media, it boils down to the citizens. Are we not the one posting these things? Yes, we are the one publishing this information individually, So it has to do with the people itself too, not even the media. It is the people itself.
Very welcome back.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, we are talking about the means that we can actually rebrand the country, because to me, I feel the narrative that Nigeria is a bad place comes through the media. Because how did the information get to the outside world that Nigeria is corrupt? There is insecurity in the country. Our
But
leaders are bad.
what you just said.
It's visible.
We are also contributing to the problem, to the menace in this country. We Nigerians, do you know that when you check every country's social media, Nigeria one has a different face of it. We have a different face in our social media. We don't hide anything. Coupled with the fact that because we are hungry people, you understand, the national content creation pays. We no longer have secrets in this country. Even if you are urinating, if you
Yes,
did not look very well, let me say you are urinating on the street, they will video you and post. Oh. Yes, so
of
no,
course.
nothing is hidden again. You are doing your own thing. You make a mistake, maybe your zip open in a way.
Yeah.
Your zip that mistakenly open, somebody will make video of the zip and post to generate likes, to generate comments. Stupidity on a high level. You understand? So Nigerians, we are the problem. I am not saying we should cover some mess when it comes to what our leaders are doing. But you don't say everything. We say everything. We post everything.
And another
But
thing,
the
what
That's
I
the problem.
negativity,
another thing is that
the negativity has become too much. We
Because of
have
likes and comments.
positivities that we can actually spread. Nigeria is blessed. We are blessed with so much resources. Why are we not talking about that? There are so many areas. Look at our tech hub. Look at our Afrobeats, our Nollywood, and all that. Why is it that
Yeah,
we're
we
not
have
promoting?
talent.
Why are we not promoting
We're not
our
promoting our
potential, the
talent.
good part of Nigeria? Why have we gotten that mentality that everything about Nigeria is bad, and then we just focus on denting the image of Nigeria? Because I don't think
the
our
thing,
government are the ones spreading that narrative. Our government are not the ones spreading the narrative. We are the ones doing it.
no,
So why are we forgetting the positive aspects? Why are we just pushing only the negative, destroying our own image?
the thing is that a country where people do things and get away with it,
Little
that
was
country would never be taken seriously.
we are the ones believe. Yes.
So
A
I
country,
feel we can actually come to spread the positivities rather than just giving the negative narrative of Nigeria being corrupt, Nigeria being poor, Nigeria being. Why can't we talk about the good side? Why can't we promote, market the good aspects, and not just focus on the negativities of Nigeria? That is something that is really hitting me hard. I've been thinking about it because we have so many things that we can promote about Nigeria that will give us a good image out there. But still yet we wake up with the mentality that nothing good can ever come out of Nigeria. Whereas we, the citizens, we can actually be the ones to bring about this change. We can bring about this rebranding. But it seems that is off our mentality. We don't see anything good to ever come out of Nigeria. And it is bothering me. It's bothering me because I
the
feel we
the
can
the issue
actually
the,
change
the issue
the
there
narrative.
is that if the government the issue there is that if the government is not doing anything about it, there is nothing a common Nigerian can do. There is nothing a common
We
Nigerian
cannot
can do.
sit and fold our, no, I don't agree with you,
We can't be
Edith.
waiting for
We
the
cannot
government.
sit and fold our hands for how long? Then change will never come forth. You cannot say the common Nigeria has nothing to do, no impact in bringing about change in Nigeria.
No,
And
no,
you
no,
feel
no.
we
That's
can fold
that's
our
that's not what I mean.
hands.
No, that is not what I mean. What I'm saying is that let's look at the recent happenings. I think 3 months ago for the subscription, the DSTV subscription. How would people just wake up and then increase the amount being spent for subscription, and the government is saying nothing about it? And they did this like in the intervals of 2 months. They increased this month and they increased the second month. They don't say anything about it. And governments keep borrowing. We are just naturally lazy. We just want money to be coming in instead of doing the actual work. We do not define the purpose. The aim of some leaders going into politics is just for their pockets. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. It's just for their pockets. Whatever happens to a common Nigerian is not their business. So there is a limit to what a common Nigerian can do. Fight all you want, except we outnumber these people.
That's
If
what
we
I'm
do not
saying.
outnumber,
We can
you say
actually do that. We can actually do that if we can be able to put aside tribalism. If we can be able to unite,
exactly,
I think we can achieve that. If we come
exactly.
to
But
the
have you thought
realization,
about exactly?
come
But
to the
have you thought about
realization
why?
Yeah,
Have you thought about
yeah. Let
why
me.
some tribes are usually required for leadership? Have you ever thought about that? And if you notice,
As if
mostly,
they are special.
yes, mostly the majority, the majority, they like going into leaderships because they know if the majority are there, the common Nigerians cannot fight. Do you understand what I'm saying? So these things are carefully planned. They don't just wake up and do it.
Yes,
It is carefully planned. It's a strategy. When the majority is in leadership and another majority from the other ethnicity is also in leadership, probably the government, the governor and the president, they are also in leadership, and they will come and post, oh, we are together, we are one Nigeria, we are. It's not. It's a strategy. They take in the majority as leaders, and is it the other minority that will go and fight? So these things are carefully planned. That is why we have to, firstly, we have to outnumber, in as much as we have to work on our mindset and fight for the better Nigerians, but we have to outnumber these people. Because I bet you, there are juicy offers that can make you turn back. So we have to work on our mindset and then outnumber these people before we can work things out in Nigeria.
That's true. You know,
so now,
Evelyn, sorry. Evelyn, at least you are in
yeah,
Nigeria, you've
yeah.
seen during the NSAS where we have people, I and you understand, going without weapon to go and fight people that are with weapon. How is it going to work? So people lost their lives in the process.
Yeah.
Has the problem of Nigeria stopped? Yes, let's say NSAS at the end of the day is stopped, right? But has Nigerian problem stopped? Same thing. At least I was present in the last protest that the priest was always saying in the show that I ran. Fine. During that time when they were shooting, you could see the gunshot of the innocent Nigerians that are there with their empty hands, no weapon. Apart from the billboard that they wrote, you understand? This one, that one, the government should do this, the government should do that, as something they were showcasing on the media. So you could see the police, you understand, shooting at these people. So you are fighting people that are with weapons.
Mm-hmm.
You understand where she's coming. Remember, we are not a country that are legalized to carry weapon around. If you
Exactly.
do so, when caught, you'll be arrested. So our voices, it's not like we've not been putting on our voices. But I'll tell you for free that maybe we've not done that much. We cannot depend and be relaxed on just the voices we put out there on the media. Social media, you understand? I don't think will change these people. Social media will not change these people. But if you ask me, I would have said we should come out more. But that is if these people will not come and start shooting. Because the reason why you see people decide to stay back in their houses is because of the shoots. They will tell you that whether you talk or you don't talk, that they will still come for you. You understand?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it is not everybody that wants to make such kind of sacrifices. You are certain to die for the rest of the Nigerians to stay, where you know that the problem will still not end, will not still be put to a stop. And that is the problem. So I feel that at the end of the day, the people, the reason why it looks as if Nigerians are not doing much is because we have people that are coming to fight people that are with Nigerian youths. You are doing your best. I will tell you for free. You are trying, you are speaking out, but I think we should do more. Don't say you want to sit back in the house and relax because you know fully well that if you talk, nothing will happen. But whether in the government, they should know that these youth are well, they know that we are not doing the needful, they know that we are not doing enough. They begin to see that we are realizing that we've sat back, we've been so comfortable with the stupidity that is going on in the country. Yes, that's the truth. So I feel like every time we come out for a protest, even though we know that maybe sometimes when we come out for a protest, they say, okay, from this particular day, the protest should be put to stop. It doesn't mean that we have not passed a message. We've passed a message. So in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is let's still come out. Let's still come out in masses. Even if they stop the protest within 2 to 3 days, you've passed a message.
Exactly.
You've said something. You've said what you want. These people are like our parents. We need something from them. You understand? The good thing about Nigeria is this. We are not like other maybe US country where you sign a lot of things that you need to do for citizens, like maybe feeding them, you understand, and giving them maybe cards that they can take to maybe supermarket to get things for free. All those countries they do that. What Nigeria is telling you is don't feed me. You understand?
Exactly.
Give me avenue to do something that will make me to survive.
Showcase myself.
Don't feed me. That is why we have a lot of creative people that are not being allowed to showcase their creativity. That is my problem. You will not say Nigeria that will tell you, let me come and sit down, let the government, you understand, feed me, sign bills of how much that will be put in for poor Nigerians to feed them. No, nobody is telling you, let me sit back and watch you send money to my account. No, what I'm trying to say is, let this place be comfortable, livable for people. Let business be going. You understand? Let there be job opportunities for people that are educated. Let people that have skill be able to showcase their skill and have work to do. You don't learn a skill. You know, today we say if you not go to school, learn a skill. It's like most people are skillful, but they are still job. So it's sad.
I have a friend. I have a friend who told me what's the essence of going to school. She wanted to enroll in a school. She wanted to further her education, and she's a successful business lady. She told me, Edith, I cannot go to school and come back and go for service. What's the aim? What's better job would I land after graduating from school? And that struck me because obviously it is the truth. Let's be very, very real to ourselves. It is the truth. Because you go to school, you spend all that money, and you're like, I wish I knew I would have just learned a trade instead of wasting that money in school. So that's how bad it is.
A lot of people do not see the reason why they should go to school. But it's not good.
At all.
Because let me tell you, whether we like it or not, school no be scam as they talk am. Education is very important.
It is.
It makes you versatile. You understand? It makes you know something beyond your environment. What you think you know. You know, I always say it, in as much as we say family is the first institution for every child, you can't learn everything from your family.
Exactly.
You can't learn everything from your family. So parents now should inculcate the habit of understanding that their importance, you understand,
Yeah.
of why children should go to school to learn a lot, morals, you understand, to learn how to stand out in the society. And that's the truth. But because we are in a country whereby you go to school, sometimes you don't see that encouragement of how you're educated. There are no jobs, you stay back for years without working, not because you are not good, not because you are not intelligent, but because the truth is we don't employ people because they're intelligent anymore in Nigeria.
No,
You
we
have people
don't.
that want to fix you in a particular position. You go to school, you keep making calls to see who will fix you. In fact, you need connections to be in a particular place. It is bad. Let's not have that kind of Nigeria. I don't think we see this kind of thing in the Western country. And you come to the office 3 times in a week in all these are government offices and you get
Exactly.
paid. What have you been doing? What can you do? We have a lot of ministries that today, if we can be sincere with ourselves, you cannot tell that this is what they do. Just like the priest said the last time, we have Ministry of Art and Culture. What have they been culture? Yes, we lack food. You understand? What have they been doing?
We
We have a
still
lot of
ship these things in.
because a lot of people are there with connections. You understand? The hard work, they don't put in the hard work. They don't go beyond that place where they have been seated. But if you bring the common man and say, because I know that you have interest in this, you study agriculture in school, you understand? You want to actually make a difference in Nigeria, where people, you can employ farmers that we farm, you pay them. We have a lot of food, surplus food. Yes,
We can hear you.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been here. We've been here since. We've been here since. Yeah, we've been here.
Okay.
I know maybe your network was bad. Yeah,
So
thank you.
So the thing is, can you hear us? The thing there is that even if we have to, like I keep saying, I would never stop saying, everything has to do with the mindset. Because we now are now saying that the leaders' children, you never see a leader's child in a protest.
What are they doing? Are they in the country?
You will never see.
Are they in the country? That
But
should
they
be the
are
best question.
Nigerians fighting. They are Nigerians and we are here fighting. So you will never see a leader's child in a protest. And you hear a driver that is a Nigerian or anybody that is a Nigerian telling you,
to throw this question so we can round up the topic with this question. How
You
do
say?
you think? I want to throw this question so we can use this question to round up the topic. How do you think we can bring about
Okay.
rebranding the country Nigeria? How would that be possible? How can we achieve that? What methods do you think we can use to actually achieve that in rebranding the country?
I don't know if I can get her network. I think we have to
Did you
start
get
with
that?
always relying for the fact that we think we need to bring things outside Nigeria. You understand? It's so sad to know that we import food
It's very sad.
from outside Nigeria with the kind of versatile land we have in the country, where we know that the food, the kind of food that Nigerian farmers produce in a year, it is enough for us to give to other countries. You don't bring what will I even call that kind of food? All those they are fertilized food into our country. You understand? That you know that they are not even too good for our health. We have enough natural food in the country. So why import food into Nigeria? The oil, money we generate from oil sales, let's use it, you understand? Let's use it positively in the country. Because I feel like at the end of the day, because we have money from oil, oil revenue in the country, we are now more relaxed. We don't put so much energy in agriculture, which is very
Yeah.
bad. We cannot rely on only the money we get from oil, you understand, from the crude. No, that's not the only means that Nigeria should rely on. Agriculture, you understand, is another game changer that we have failed to see. The problem is that we have failed to see that agriculture is another game changer. We feel like farmers are poor people. You understand? I think we should grow past that mentality that we think that farmers, you understand, are not in the same level with us. Because right now, I think with the situation of Nigeria, we've grown past that stage. We begin to see that farming, you understand, is another source of income in the country. They now look like lifesavers to us
Yeah.
because of this period where things are so difficult. You understand?
Yeah.
So we should be selling our cassava, our corn, which is the maize, right? Our rice. You understand? So other
cassava is
countries,
even imported.
that's what I'm saying. Why should we
Right.
import this kind of a thing?
Right. Nigeria,
Why should we be importing
we
them?
can do better.
Why should we be importing them? The cars that we buy from outside country, we have people, Nigerian people, that produce car. We don't buy them.
You will not see a Nigerian driving a Nigerian made car.
Yes. It's not like they're not
Nigerian
good.
made car. You
But
will
we
not
have to spend millions of naira clearing the one we are bringing from outside Nigeria. You get the point? It's bad. So Evelyn is saying, how can we rebrand the country? I'm telling you how we can rebrand it. Nigeria, leave what is coming from the Western country. Stay in Nigeria. Let's stay in our home. Let's manage what we have here and see how we can make money from what we have here. You don't neglect what we have here and you start purchasing what the Western world have. How many things are the Western people purchasing from us? In fact, we patronize them in everything, even in education. Look at how much Nigeria, the common Nigeria, you understand, spend in education in outside Nigeria. At the end of the day, we are the caregivers they have there. We are the cleaners they have there. The low jobs in the UK, in the United States, are Nigerians. The salespeople, you understand,
Yeah.
are Africans. They cannot put you in a good position like in their government sector or government parastatals. You understand, where they earn much money. You should know the level you are to get that kind of position.
Yeah.
You understand? So in the educational sector, we patronize them. Please, how many people from the Western world school in Nigeria? How much do they contribute to our education sector? How many of them contribute to our health sector? How many of them have come to a kind of game treatment in Nigeria? These are the things we need to consider. But
Mary, aside blaming our government alone, don't you think we also have faults? Because when you look in the area of brain drain, talking about the jobs we Nigerians have outside there, it's not just these low life jobs. We have doctors who have left the country, and doctors who have left the country are supposed to be in Nigeria. At least
why
we
are
have
the
to come
doctors
out.
leaving?
So many.
Why are the doctors leaving? Is it not because of low welfare? Isn't that welfare? Is welfare not the reason the doctors are leaving? I'm not saying we are blaming the leaders totally. You understand? But you promise them to pay them well. You are not accomplishing it. These are not children. You understand? These are people that have things to offer, like health, human
Yeah.
health. They will leave.
We
Why
have
are they leaving the
we have
country?
a
You
we
guys
have
are
a
paying, if
comment
you are paying the doctors or the nurses, well, they will not leave. We are not paying them well. They are paid
we have a
better.
comment
They are paid
from
well.
someone. We have a comment from someone, and he's
Okay.
saying Nigeria is
Display it, let's see.
Nigeria is
Display it,
countries
let's
that
see on
are
the screen.
corrupt. He said so. Don't expect. He said that you shouldn't expect good things from Nigeria because Nigeria is finished. Is it not the
This
mentality
is
I'm talking about? If we should
exactly
continue
this is
with
the
this
mentality.
mentality and think that Nigeria will never change, good things will never come from Nigeria, are we ever going to change? I
That
think it's
that is
high
that is
time we
the
do away with this. I think it's high time we do away with this mentality of Nigeria will never be a good place and start looking at the positive side. We have so many potential in Nigeria. We have talent. We are blessed with resources. Why are we always looking at the negative side, the negative
We are
aspects?
not doing bad
If
in
we should
every
keep
area. When
looking at,
it comes
we
to
can
entertainment, we
never
are
bring
the top.
change. We are the
We are
top.
not doing bad in every area. Get that. In the
That is my
passion,
pain.
when it
That's
comes to
my
the passion
pain.
world, Nigerians are top. We are doing well. You get, we are doing well. But what I'm trying to say is, generally, apart from entertainment, apart from fashion, generally, I'm talking about the ones that will affect the common man. We have not been doing well. We have not been
so
doing well.
Evelyn, you asked the question. You said you asked how can we rebrand Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
You
Yes.
asked that question. So one of the ways to rebrand Nigeria, I feel it's governance and leadership. Now let me explain that. If you're accountable, there are certain things you would not do. If you're
Okay.
accountable, now,
Do you think
our
our
leaders,
government, do you think our government will just come out and start giving accounts? Don't you
that's
No,
think
no, no,
we
no,
the
no, no.
people
Don't
need to,
get that
we
wrong.
actually
Wait,
need
let me
to
tell you
demand
something.
it?
The last
No, we need to
administrator,
demand
the
this
ex-administrator of
accountability.
Rivers State, Vice Admiral Ibas, he ruled for 6 months. Remember, during that 6 months, money were allocated to him. Just 6 months. But the legislative in the Rivers House of Assembly, right, are
Mhm.
asking you to give an account of what you did in just in that short period of six
Six
months. And you're
months.
complaining that they should not ask you
That is
questions.
the
Why
problem.
not to give an account for just 6 months? Why is 6 months a big deal to give an account? You not rule for 1 year, remember, not 2 years.
Yes.
6 months, money were allocated. Why was it a problem? Why is it like a big deal to give an account? So
Evelyn,
that's what she's saying.
Evelyn, don't
We are
forget.
not accountable. There's no accountability. There's no transparency.
Evelyn, don't forget
Mary,
we are
Mary, you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm saying, are you expecting the kind of governance we have now, the kind of government we have now, are you expecting that they will just willingly come out and give you accounts of how they run their office? Don't you think, like I said, don't you think it is actually we the people that
yes.
need to demand for this accountability? Because I don't feel they will willingly come out and come and give you
Are we not
accounts.
demanding?
That is Evelyn,
Are we not demanding?
Evelyn, this is what we are saying. You ask for ways on how we can rebrand Nigeria, right? You
Yeah.
ask for how we can rebrand Nigeria, and this is what a Nigerian is demanding from the government. Every penny spent on this country, you say you're doing infrastructural development, everything. Imagine, look at the billions going into construction, and we are not seeing anything. So what we need as Nigerians, we need accountability and transparency. That is what we need. We are demanding as Nigerians. It is our right. And don't forget, we are taxpayers. That money is ours too. So we are demanding it. We are looking for ways on how to rebrand Nigeria. So this is what we are demanding from the governance, from the leadership, accountability and transparency. Another thing, we need security and safety. Believe me, no investor would walk into a country that is not safe to invest on. No investor would do that. In as much as you're transparent, you're accountable for everything, make sure the country is safe. That is how we grow. People coming from all walks of life, they come in to invest, and then we grow. So we are demanding it. Yes, it's our right. We cannot scrap that. It's our right. Nigerians have to demand that. I, as a Nigerian, I am demanding that.
That's what I wanted to hear. That's what I wanted to hear. That we need to demand it. We can't just sit and fold our hands and wait for them to come and give us accounts. So that was what I was trying to get from your point. That we, the people, need to
Exactly.
demand for this accountability. Yeah, that's why again. Lord, what ways do you think we can actually rebrand the country, Nigeria?
Well, like Mary has said earlier, we need to start from up, our authorities. And it also says the government is 80% problem. So this rebranding we talk about. So I feel like if we can start from the authorities, like the president, the government, senators, those people, they can be the ones start change by giving us accountability. Our essential needs as people, as citizens, security. If they can tackle this problem, give us these things that we need. Try to build it. Then I think the change can start from there. It's when they start this movement, people begin to relax and come and be like, okay, Nigeria is actually working, they're actually doing this, they're actually doing that. This alone will draw people to the country, and the rebranding starts from there.
Yeah, like rebranding should start from the home. I feel the bad narrative Nigeria is already having, the name, the bad image. Rebranding Nigeria is also actually going to start erasing that
Yes,
name, that
yes.
image. It's going to bring
If
forth.
we can start the rebranding, if Nigeria really is rebranded, it will make us to be respected. When we go out there, we'll be respected, we'll be treated with an honor that, oh, this person comes from Nigeria, that bad image is gone. So people look at us from the positive side. That is what they need.
But do you feel that we're actually selling ourselves enough out there? When it comes to the outside world, are we really selling
We are not.
ourselves?
The English are said it all. We don't believe in ourselves.
The thing there, is that the thing there is that we in order to sell the thing there is that in order to sell ourselves enough, we have to empower the government have to empower the youth, because we are truth be told, we are creative. We empower the youth, and then we collaborate with Nigerians outside Nigeria. Do you understand? To showcase, as in that's changing the identity, changing the narrative. So if youths are empowered here to specialize on tech, law, medicine, and everything, if they grow and they are outstanding, they can collaborate with Nigerians outside the country. And that's when we can change the narrative. Because believe me, even if a Nigerian is successful in the field of law or medicine, and just everything happens in Nigeria, there's still that narrative that Nigerians are not successful. So I feel, in this life, you cannot do anything alone. So I feel that collaboration with the Nigerians outside will give us that exposure and also change mentality, change the narrative about Nigerians. So I feel the government should, in order to rebrand Nigeria, the government should also empower the youth and then collaborate with Nigerians outside the country. And then the sky is our starting point.
That's true.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, you're right. Mary, do you have any other thing to say before we go into the newspaper? I think we should take a look at the Punch and the Guardian. That's the newspaper I was able to.
Yeah, let's go into the paper. I think I was even going to look at all the points because it was looking like a repetition of the big story on the punch. So let's see what the big story is saying. Although I think these are what we talk about on Saturday, but is a developing story of it. So we have Dangote versus Pingerson. NLC mobilizes workers for strike against refinery. And the rider says Labour places affiliates on alert as Pingerson shuts down. NNPC NUPRC, NMDPR, and offices. And this story is on page 35. Recall that on Saturday we talked about Dangote having to sack 800 of his workers and employing 2,000 Indians. Now, NSC is supporting Pengasi because they are fighting against it. You understand that what Dangote did to his workers. You understand the uncomfort. Dangote was denying the fact that it was not just because. Okay, this is what happened. They joined the NFC. They joined the Dangote workers joined Pengasi Union. You understand?
Yeah.
I know Dangote is not part of it. So when you find out that these particular workers, you understand, this amount joined the Pengasi Union, he sacked them
Yeah.
and employed 2,000
Because they were
Indians.
demanding what Dangote was
And he
demanding.
said the reason he sacked them was for restructuring, you understand? And there was a kind of sabotage in what they
Yeah.
do. So, which, a lot of bosses would not want that kind of thing from their
Like
staff.
I always said, when this issue came up, I was saying someone cannot just wake up and just sack like about 800 staff. I think there is a reason behind it, a strong reason behind it. Because, for example, like I edit, you have a business that is doing well, and you know that your staff are the one contributing to it booming. Your business is booming. I don't think you
Exactly.
just wake up one morning and just sack them. When you know sacking them is going to affect your business, or it's not going to, your business no longer going to be effective. So I think there is a deep meaning to this sacking of a team that they are not actually telling us about. But I don't think that is that
Okay, now that NLC has joined them, remember, this Pengasi going on strike is going to affect the price of gas. It's going to affect the price of gas. So NLC, let me read out what they said. They said that their facilities are not workplaces but plantation of exploitation, referring to Dangote, where the dignity of the workers is systematically crushed to maximize profits for the few it's added. You understand? And remember that this development comes amid ongoing talks between Pengasi and Dangote Refinery to resolve the strike. NLC has joined. NLC, they can go on strike normally. It's their work to go on strike. You get, but going on strike as regards Dangote sacking his staff. Are you going to evening? Remember, I get your point. I know what you're trying to say. The aim is it to make Dangote to change his mind. Him saying, you understand, that more than 3,000 Nigerians are employed in that same Dangote company, whatever is doing as the Dangote company. More than 2,000 Nigerians are employed. So that they are coming to go on strike because he sacked 800 people. Are you thinking he's going to change his mind by bringing these people back?
He will not.
Is it going to change anything?
He will not. He will not. The thing is that Dangote is a strong and calculative businessman. Once you're up against him in whatever little way, and once he feels that the presence of this set of persons are threatening the growth of his business, he is likely to do away with you. So I think that's the case here.
So every business has its own policy, its own rule. And when you go against that policy of the business, that rule is up for the business owner to say, I don't need you anymore. You are going against my policy, or you are going against my rule. So it's something they should actually look into. I don't feel that
I remember when I remember when a tax body asked, I think Dangote actually signed something. So I think he went back, thought of it, and decided not to do it anymore. And there was chaos. So it was all about, if you want to work with this particular, I can't remember the name of that tax body. If you want to be part of these people, you leave my company. So I think that's what is playing out here. I think that is what is playing out here. And the tax body were all about, we are trying to protect your workers, and then Dangote is like, he didn't tell you they weren't protected. So I feel this is what is happening here. I feel this 800 staff that he sacked, he laid off from his business. I think they had one or two things to do with this tax body. But nevertheless, for an employee, for someone you employed in your business, it's doing some sort of things that should agreements. You don't just lay staff off. You should give them at least 1 month notice or whatever. You don't just lay staff
And I
off.
think that is why they are going on strike.
Yes, and if you lay staff off, you should be able to compensate them properly. Do you get? You have to compensate them properly. So I
With
feel this is the reason for the strike.
with the reports that came yesterday, I heard that they are going to call up the strike if Dangote will recall the people he has already sacked. Like, can you imagine?
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? That is the honest truth. Because you don't just treat people because they are your staff. You don't just feel like the Lord of Lords and you feel that you can just make
King of Kings and Lord
decisions.
of Lords.
Honestly, you make decisions that whether it's convenient for them or not, no, no, no. So I think this is something. This is the start of rebranding. What do you think? This is
That's
start of
what I'm saying.
rebranding.
There's something deeper than what we know, because this is the same man that has actually given jobs even more than our government. I would say he has actually helped a lot, even more than our own
It's not even
government.
more than he has employed Nigeria more than Nigerian government. Whether we like it or not.
Yes, that's what
That's
I'm
the truth.
saying. That's what I'm saying. So he cannot just wake up because he's helping the country. There's also an interview that came up of him that he was saying he has the chance, the opportunity to invest his money outside in Microsoft and all that. But he didn't invest that money. He decided to invest the money home to grow his own home in order to be able to attract outside investors. You have to grow in your home first to give them proof that yes, you have something going on in your home. So he didn't invest the money in Microsoft to make even triple of his money back. He invested back in Nigeria and he has been employing loads of Nigerians. So I don't know the reason why he has sacked these 800 people, but I think there is a deep reason for him to do that, which is something that can be actually discussed. They should know his reason for doing this. It should be a dialogue, not fighting each other, trying to destroy what we have, going on strike, which will affect us all as citizens. Yes,
Sibling,
I can hear you. I can hear
you know this whole thing started from the agreement Dangote signed and decided to go back on it. You know, the NNPC is under a tax body. So that is what they want to do to Dangote's refinery, which he doesn't want. Do you understand what? So this whole thing started from there. So he doesn't want to be under
I
them.
heard it. He mentioned it that it's in the constitution. It's a voluntary something if you want to join the union.
Exactly. My take here is that Dangote would have, how he signed it, he would have unsigned it. If there's any English like that, he would have unsigned it. Do you understand? And just tell them he doesn't want, not just sitting back and going back on it, and going back on what he had already signed. Do you get? And then he doesn't want.
So it seems like this union are trying to mandate it on him and his company.
That is it. Yes, it's more like coercion. It's not like a force.
He's trying to let them know that it's not a mandatory something.
Exactly. See, I understand Dangote's part. The thing that Nigerians, all these things, they go on strike a lot, and he wouldn't want that for his business.
Yes.
I understand his own part. So if they go on strike, they do anything as it was. Looking at it in a way, stations go on strike, all these refineries, if they go on strike, how are we going to get the fuel to Dangote's refinery? So this is something they just want to be in charge. They want to be in charge, which Dangote has started.
You see the problem.
That if we sat back and thought of it, this would not be the way for a news on one radio station. And they were saying that Dangote made it very clear. If any of his staff, because the union, they were all about, we are trying to protect your staff, we are trying to protect your workers and everything. So Dangote made it very clear. If you want to work for me, you're not going to be under any union. So if you do not want to work for me, you are free to join the union.
I don't really think it's wrong.
It's not wrong. This is a voluntary stuff. He doesn't have to be
Yes.
coerced into it. Yes, he
Yes.
signed it, but having a second thought, he has the freedom to have a second thought and go back on that agreement. So I think these people are going on strike and causing all this chaos because Dangote just refused to be
You,
on
you,
that
you
They
see,
line.
said that you not give us a good
yes.
minimum wage. They went on a strike. They went on a strike. When they said 70,000 naira, they stopped the strike. And he's planning to go again. NSC could not give Nigeria a good minimum wage with their so-called strike. Their company
The,
wants to go for strike because they said that.
the
They're not
envy
funny.
we have here in Nigeria is really serious because with the way we are fighting ourselves, I don't see like Tinubu is saying there is light at the end of the tunnel. With the way we are fighting ourselves, when this person is doing well, when they are seeing progress, instead of you to support the person,
You want to bring it down.
you want to destroy it. Is that the way Nigeria is going to go forward, to move forward?
How can we rebrand?
How can we rebrand when we
When these things
we are-
are going on?
we are fighting ourselves?
Yes.
You come to tribe, they are fighting ourselves. You come to religion, we are fighting ourselves.
Even business.
Business, now we are now fighting ourselves. That the king will say, who swear for us?
Is this how we're going to rebrand?
Who swear for Nigeria? Opetu. Mary, do we have more from the punch, or we should go to Guardian?
Okay, we just have one. It's just for Nigerians to learn. Let me see if I can read the story. It's something that we practice every day in Nigeria now, but it's just for people to be more aware. Okay, Lagos guard faces trial for kidnapping employer's son. So this Lagos guard ran away with the employer's son, 2-year-old child. And funny enough, the guy has mind, sha. He was not demanding for ransom of 5 million naira as per kidnapper now. You understand? So he was not demanding for 5 million naira. And the parents, especially the mother, was forced to go and report in Lagos police division about the situation. So they were making investigation to see how they can get the guy. But you know, when you want to work now, you always have a guarantor. So the person that actually signed in for him as a guarantor, they went to actually arrange. And now because of the whole pressure and everything, he was now forced to release the child, and he was hiding. So in his hideout, that was where they caught him. And now the situation is at the end of the day, he's going to be taken to court, yeah, for what he tried to do, because it was a bad thing, you know. If he was not caught, now he would have collected 5 million naira from them. So what I'm trying to say is those gatesmen or police guard, drivers, and all of that. Please be aware. You don't leave your children with them. I can't understand that you employ these people maybe because you still want them to look after your children. You go to work. By the end of the day, the essence we work as parents is because of our children. Our children should be our priority. You know, maybe this guy has been working with them for so long, but you know, the human heart is a mystery. You cannot tell. One day now, he woke up and decided to apprehend the boss child. What if he had killed the child? What if he was not caught? You understand? So that's it. It was a sad story though, but thank God he was caught and he'll be taken to court according to them after the investigation. I don't know what they're investigating again in the matter.
Maybe they are trying to find if he had an accomplice because sometimes you do not do this job alone.
Yeah, that's true.
It could even be that the person that sends him maybe the boss's enemy, somebody that he has an
Exactly
issue
my
with.
point. Yes.
Yes. So,
Maybe he has an accomplice. Yes, he has.
But why
an
is it that
accomplice.
most times they now come and use your domestic staff against you?
Because that's the closest to you, and they're the less.
that's what they do.
Yes, they're the less people you can suspect.
People around you, they use the people around you to get to you.
Exactly, that's the closest with you. Our people used to say, if you're eating with an enemy, use a long spoon. So, in as much as you trust these people, they are working for you. There's a limit and there's a boundary you should set.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
so that is
sometimes
it.
many of it is the way some of these employers they treat these people,
They
these
don't
making
treat them
staff.
well, yes.
When you don't treat them well, they will start plotting against you. You don't know.
Yes.
Many of them are going through
Yeah,
hell.
that's the truth.
Yes.
That's the truth.
Oh God, but they are going to
That's why I say
jail.
I don't know what they're investigating though, but Punch now. At the end of the day, if he was being taken to court, Punch will still come out and tell us. You understand that he has been
Yeah.
taken to court. Yeah. Okay, Evelyn, we can go into your trending show. Yeah, I'm going to trending.
Okay, let's take a look at. I have the case of Nnamdi Kanu. It has been on with me, but we have not taken a look at it. I said, let me bring it back today. So, as of last week, they had a court meeting, and the court has given the Nigeria Medical Association president 8 days to ascertain health status of Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, the person has the person is pleading with the court that his health is deteriorating. He needs to go for medical treatment. And then the court is giving this rule. They said court gives Nigeria Medical Association president 8 days to ascertain health status of Nnamdi Kanu. To ascertain health status means they should check him to be sure that he's really sick. Not that they are giving him medical treatment to. They are investigating. They should investigate like if he's telling the truth or not, or if he's lying. We have a video of him where they show him in the court when he entered the court. Let me just play like briefly, because I don't think we can take.
You're taking this one. How are you? Good to see you again.
I don't know, maybe with his look, they don't seem to be sick or something, so they are not sure.
He looks healthy.
But it doesn't look sick now.
Maybe they need to look fragile or something.
He looks
Is that the
healthy,
reason why they
right?
should keep him there? What are they keeping him there? What is the case? Every day I join cases for every day. This is the problem I'm talking about. There's no fair treatment in this country.
They should give the trial, look into the case, and then you give
I
the
don't
judgment
understand.
to know,
You keep him
okay,
there for years. How many years has he been there? So if you sick, you need to lie down.
That's
You guys are funny. You guys are funny, honestly. So you think if he's sick, he needs to lie down. You think it's that bad that he needs to go down. So he said, I need to be treated. I'm not feeling well. I say he's not sick. Now he doesn't look sick. So it's right that Nigerians kept him there. Our leaders kept him there.
Mary, I'm not saying they didn't actually say he doesn't look sick. I'm not saying is it that with his look they are not sure. Maybe they don't believe or something. I'm the one saying maybe it needs to look fragile. It needs to look like someone that is dying. It needs to look like a skeleton.
Exactly. See, we are in Nigeria. We are in Nigeria. We are all about. We are moved by what we see. Do you understand? A typical Nigerian would judge you from what he is seeing before even looking into the case. So we are in Nigeria. So if things have to be, they say if you go to the room, behave like the room. If you're in Nigeria and you know what God says, you have to act like it. So I'm even surprised. This case has lingered for a long time since I was in during my
since Buhari
it
time.
has lingered. Exactly, yes, it has lingered. And this case has claimed a lot of it has claimed a lot of lives. But yet we have still not been able to solve the mystery behind this case. I don't know why it's being claimed.
We want to know the final verdict. If they are giving life imprisonment, we should know, okay.
What is going on? I'm sure these people know exactly what is going on, but they won't come out to the public and tell us. I'm sure they
Honestly,
know. Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered the president of the Nigeria Medical Association to constitute a team of medical experts to ascertain the health status of Biafran Nation agitator Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And the committee was given 8 days to submit its reports to the court for consideration on whether to transfer Kanu to the National Hospital for treatment or not. You are supposed to submit this report. I thought medical reports is supposed to be like confidential, but after the checkup, they are supposed to submit his medical reports to the court to be able to ascertain that yes, he's really sick before they can take the decision to send him to a national hospital or wherever they want to send him to. And you know this team that they are talking about, this Nigerian Medical Association team, they are going to have neurologists, they are going to have like all the team we have to come. They will check everything. And checking everything is not for diagnosis or anything. They are checking for investigation. Trying to investigate, they investigate your heart and say, okay, your heart is beating well. You are not sleeping that way. They will investigate the lungs, then take the report and say everything is clear. This man is lying, he's not sick. And then they will keep him locked up for God knows how long. And we have Sowore that he said is a close friend to Kanu. He has something to say. The last time I think he was present in court. Let's hear from Sowore what he has to say concerning this whole thing.
Trial cannot go anywhere. And they know that if it is concluded, it's a problem. If it is not concluded, it is a problem. So they make it an open-ended trial so that they will look as if something is happening. But they are not interested in his trial. They are interested in holding him perpetually until people realize that that's what they are doing. And I realized that a long time ago. The problem is that everybody has become complacent about Nnamdi Kanu's freedom. They have allowed the so-called Southeastern leaders who are deceiving them to say, oh, we are negotiating, we will get this thing resolved, to allow them to calm down the restless people who should get him out. You are not going to get Nnamdi Kanu out of detention by negotiation. It's not possible. Nigeria is holding Nnamdi Kanu to ransom for his unity. The payment they are demanding for is absolute unity and loyalty, regardless of what they are doing to Igbos. Yes, or they are doing to other Nigerians. Unless that ransom is paid, and that ransom is Nnamdi, or Nnamdi is rescued from the kidnappers. I think I want to say this because Nnamdi Kanu is my friend, and I've been in this court several times on his behalf. In fact, when I would come to this court in the past, they would attack me physically. I was attacked physically thrice. Just the reason I don't come to court anymore is that a federal high court judge actually gave an order that I cannot attend this trial, this current trial. Yes, he mentioned my name specifically, so I don't want to waste my time coming to court. But to be more than, I think.
You see what he's saying? You see what
Honestly,
he's saying? That we don't bend to their rules.
Yeah, it's a deliberate act.
Yeah, if you don't bend to their rules,
They just want to keep him there. They just want to keep him locked up there.
I think politics in Nigeria is far beyond what we even imagine.
Yes.
And we are talking about rebranding.
We are talking about rebranding
You see the
Nigeria.
problem?
That's the reason why I brought about that question. Do you think rebranding will come from these people you call your leaders, or we the citizens? I think it's supposed to be rebranding from we the citizens, not putting our hope on these leaders.
Don't forget, we can't work alone. Don't forget, whether it comes from them or not, the truth remains we cannot do it alone.
And you feel we should depend on these people?
No,
Change will
I'm
never
not saying we cannot bring them. If we are able to, the startup point for Nigerians rebranding. Aside happening, it's very visible, it's very clear. Look at what is happening. You have to bend to their rules, irrespective of who is hurt and who is not hurt. So that's what we are facing in Nigeria. Imagine his friend being banned from attending any court because of what?
Yeah.
Nigeria is funny.
If we can actually stand together, because you tell me that Sowore that is going about saying Nnamdi Kanu is his close friend, is Sowore Igbo? Because if we should fight this fight and look on just tribalism alone and think it doesn't concern us, this is Igbo matter, it doesn't concern us, this is Yoruba matter, I don't think Nigeria will ever go forward. I don't think so.
Exactly.
We shouldn't treat injustice as something of tribalism.
Yes.
We should stand up for each other.
Everyone is seeing it clearly.
This is injustice.
That this is far beyond normal.
Why are they keeping him locked up? Let them bring the case so the man will know the case. If it is life imprisonment, we will know.
No.
If it's going to be released, we will also know.
If it's death by hanging, we will
yes,
know.
let them deal with this case.
Not just
I think this man is a threat to whatever they are doing.
Yeah,
they feel that they feel that if he can walk freely, he would disrupt a lot of things.
Yes,
and you see this kind of people. There are also people like this man. These are the things that make some of these leaders. The truth be told, there are some leaders that want fairness in this country, and they mobilize some youth secretly. Their names can never be revealed. Do you understand? Because of the things like this. Because they know if they should come out uprightly and say, yes, I sponsored this protest, everything must be free and fair. They know where they will be. Do you understand? There are some leaders that want this truth. There are some leaders that want this fairness, but they are not strong enough mentally and otherwise to be in the shoes of Nnamdi Kanu.
Yeah, they are not strong to stand.
So that's just the truth of it. God will help us.
How will you come out? How would you come out to want to speak if your life is being threatened? That's why I say politics in Nigeria is beyond what we even think or can imagine. It's far beyond it. There is a lot that is going on. A lot that is going on. That's why I say we need a total reformation in every area. Our institute is weak. We need a total reformation.
If this is going to take a long time. Like I said, it may not happen in our generation.
A very big one.
No. We don't have to have that mentality and think we cannot bring change to Nigeria in our generation. And do you think it's the next generation? It will be easy with the next generation. We can't have that mentality. I think we've been talking for so long. It's high time we put in action. We put in action to our wells. We back our wells with action. We don't just sit down and start complaining and start speaking. And then 2027 is forthcoming. You see some of these people that come online to say our leaders this. When it's time for election too, you will be surprised of the outcome. You'll be so surprised. So I think it's now. We don't wait for the next generation. The power is in our hands. We the people. It should start with us. It should start with us. If we can unite, if we can just do away with this tribalism crisis we are having, this religious crisis we are having, and come together, unite, because we need a strong force to be able to bring about change and rebranding in Nigeria. A strong force. Because look at the injustice. Look at what is going on. Aside Nnamdi Kanu is because he's popular, we know him to be Biafra. There are a lot of people who are even locked up.
Nobody is speaking up for them.
The injustice has gone wide.
I said it before. They have said it before.
So what are we doing about it? We the people, what are we doing about it?
Evelyn.
You talk to this person.
Evelyn.
You talk to this person. You don't concern me. You don't concern me. And we call ourselves Nigerians. How do we support each other?
Evelyn.
You say we are Nigerians. Yeah, I can hear you.
The thing is, our government are our problem. Our governments are our problem. Let me tell you something. I am an eyewitness to this.
Not just our
no, let me give you this story. I happen to be one of the ad hoc staff for the last election.
Yeah.
Both government and presidential election. And then I was in my state. And then we had the beavers working properly. And then there was this agent from a particular party. I wouldn't want to mention the name of the party. He came. Everybody that wanted to vote, cast their vote for the other party, automatically switched. And they had more of the older women, the older men, and even the youth. I saw a child of 9 years old voting. I was like, no, you're not old enough to vote. And the agent looked at me and they outnumbered me seriously. And then one of my colleagues said to me, it's better if you want to live your life, just don't say anything. Whatever they want to do, let them do. And even one of the one of the inspectors that was supposed to guard that vicinity, truth be told, she wore her uniform. Yes, she was on uniform, but she told me that she had an extra outfit in case of anything that happens. She would pull out the uniform and then run away.
Imagine.
Do you understand? This is eyewitness. This was physical. I was there. I was one of the ad hoc staff. So at that point in time, I remember when they surrounded me when it was time for the voting was over. I was with the ballot box. They surrounded me. God, I dropped the ballot box.
I only did for president.
I did for presidential. Yes.
Yeah, when they called me back from government, I said I'm not.
I dropped the one of the.
Yes, I'm stressed that I cannot stress myself.
Honestly, one of my colleagues told me, Edith, why are you in the middle of people you don't know and you're with the ballot box and they're telling you to drop?
If you have to call results, they'll gather you.
I was doing like a very strong Nigerian, I'm free and fair and this thing. I still at my papa work. Yes, I was fighting for my country. And then I was outnumbered, as in I was in the circle with a ballot box. For the fear of my life, I dropped the ballot box, went inside the vehicle. And it was a guy that was inside this thing. As the vehicle wanted to move, he stretched his hand, carried the ballot box. If you see rays, stones, everything aiming at our vehicle. And I still had the mind to go for presidential to see how I love my country.
For what now?
To see how I love my country. And that's it. So in this case, what would you say is the problem? Would you say it's only the Nigerians that are the problem or the leaders? It is not, because sometimes you're faced with death and life. What would you choose? You have a family to go back to.
The people they are sending on errands to carry out these evil acts, they are also the problem.
The people
that
exactly.
are money,
and the some person was just there doing nothing.
They are the problem.
Do you know if you should send these people, come, take this money, go and steal ballot box, and then if they refuse, don't you think change will start coming?
See?
When these people want to indulge you in their corrupt acts, and then
I agree with you.
Don't you think change will start coming?
They cannot say no because they are poor. Poor in mind, poor in finances. They are poor, so they cannot say no.
Aside from the fact that they are poor, aside from the fact that they are poor, at that point in time,
how much are they paid to constitute this destruction?
See, let me tell you something. Aside, and you know this thing. What really, we had the cashless policy as at that time of election.
Yeah.
So aside that they are poor. Okay, let's take a look at my case. Was I poor? Even while I was standing for my country with the ballot box, my dear, I had to choose between life and death. So sometimes it doesn't have to do with. Sometimes it has to do with them being.
That's a unity for a stronghold I was talking about. If they were more like you that will stand on your ground to say no, I will not go against the right thing I'm supposed to do, I think it will work out. But you were alone and you became scared.
You always be alone now. When they wanted me to call, because mine was in Niger State here. They wanted me to call my own results for my own unit. But you see where they gathered me. And I said, after this one, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'm not even just talking about the
Because
elections
this thing was
alone.
during the
I'm
presidential
talking
election.
about
You understand? 2023, right? Yeah, so I was a PO for my own. After that one, they called me again. I said, I'm not doing. You see, like I'm not going. It doesn't want it. Because I don't understand. I don't understand. Some people they know that we're supposed to finish, I think by 4 or 2. And they were sleeping in their houses. When it was time for us to close, they started coming out because they are the people of that community. And you cannot say no.
You cannot. You can't even go
You
without
cannot
taking
say
their
no.
vote.
What kind of thing is that one? No.
And you see the strategic thing about this thing. These people that are in the interior parts of the villages, they are not this enlightened that if they take this small money, it won't take them this far. And these people are manipulating. So they are not that enlightened. Their own is let me collect this money and buy fertilizer for my farm and feed my children. Do you understand? That is why I'm telling you these things are carefully planned. They always go for people in the interior villages. You can't just come to town and brainwash people like that. No. So they know their onion, they go for it.
yeah. And the worst part, after the election, you don't see them. They disappear.
Who will use? You only see them on the screen. You
They
only
come
see
back.
them on the screen.
They
They
come
come
back
back. They
again.
offer the same 5,000 naira again. You collect
Oh,
it.
exactly. That is where my problem lies. These people did it 4 years ago and they are coming back. Do you need a soothsayer to tell you that these things will be repeated? And you keep following them, calling for it. I don't understand.
Same
This
electoral
thing is
process.
deliberate. It is
Same
deliberate.
electoral process.
It
So
is.
nothing is changing. That's the truth. But at the end of the day, we as Nigerians we need to realize ourselves. We need to know ourselves because we don't know ourselves. If you want to rebrand Nigeria, it has to start from me. It has to start from you before we even talk about the leaders. Because we should know that we have leaders that don't care about us. If our leaders care about us, we'll not be here always coming to complain. See the news in the dailies. You understand? You see a lot of insecurity issues and all of that. If we have leader that cares about us, we will not be here, you understand, talking about all this. And that's the problem. Like I said, it will start by changing the electoral process, revamping the INEC as well. In fact, they need a total revamping.
They brought
And
about
that's the truth.
Beavers. They brought about Beavers, and we were so happy to be electronic voting, this and that.
Beavers was just a distraction, whether you like it or
It
not.
was. It was.
Yes.
Yes, it was a distraction because this thing that they said it was going to be an electronic this thing. My dear, our Beavers machine in our unit, it was working. But when the results were called, it was announced that Beavers was not working. I held the Beavers. Which one is Beavers was not working?
But mine stopped at the time. Yeah. So the Beavers had issues as well. It was just a distraction. That's the
Yeah, it
truth.
was. It was a distraction.
Please
Things will stable.
let's take a parable for it and then come to a wrap. I think we've done well. We've all done well. We've spoken well. Let's take the parable and then.
So today's parable is, I think this one aligns with our topic of today. It says the earth is a beehive. We all enter by the same door. We all know what a beehive is, like a bee house.
Yes.
Yes, we all enter by the same door. What this translates to means that all humans share common origins and that one place in the world is, our place in the world is temporary. We all share the same, origin, irrespective of our tribe, where we come from, culture. We are all one. We share the same origin. So we enter this world through the same door. So we should stop fighting ourselves. We should stop the tribalism. We should all act and live as one. So that is the primary.
That's one thing they don't know. They don't understand.
Yes. We are all the same. At the end of the day, irrespective of the tribe, we are all the same.
Because you know why? If you should travel abroad, in Nigeria should travel abroad, maybe let me use for example a Yoruba man travel abroad and do something. They won't say there's a Yoruba man that has come to do something. They will say a Nigerian.
Yes, that's what they do.
They'll say Nigerian. did this, and Nigeria did that. I think this is a good place to wrap up the show. I don't know if you have something else to say before we wrap up.
I've said it all now. What we need to do to rebrand the country, Nigeria, we need to stand our ground. We shouldn't wait for the government. We should start doing the little that we can that will make a difference. Because if we say we should sit and wait for them, the more things are going to go bad. And we don't want that. So you on your own, like there is this motto that was trending that time during the election: change begin with you. Change begins with me.
Us.
Yes, with us. So individually, we should work towards this change before the government can come in, before the change can actually really, go viral like that. So when you make a decision to say, I am the one that wants to be different in the midst of these thousands of people, I want to be different. When you tell yourself like that, you act towards it, the change starts with you. Yeah, that's how the rebranding is going to go round and round to everyone and then
spread
the country at large. Yes.
Nigeria.
So it all starts with us individually.
Like the way the narrative went forth that Nigeria is a corrupt country, it's a bad place. The way
only one person can start in correcting this negative narrative they have of this country.
Yes, and I believe change will eventually come at the end. Thank you guys for staying tuned with us. This is Rise and Shine on African Renaissance Television. My name is Evelyn and this is Gloria. And I also want to thank Abuja. We have Mary Val, and Edith with us today. Thank you guys for staying tuned. Thank you for your comments. And I urge you to follow us on all our social media handles on Instagram and on Facebook. It's SROTV Television. And subscribe to our YouTube channel too. See you same time tomorrow on Rise and Shine. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. SRTV Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to SRTV Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious SRTV Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance. Top-notch amenities, high-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV, air conditioning, fully equipped kitchen, and lots more. Perfect for business travelers, family vacations, romantic getaways, special events, and more. Book your stay today and experience Lagos like never before. Call +234 8143 582856 or +447 4388 93190.